Hated is a very, very strong word, especially when it's used in the Call of Duty community, and perks have been part of the COD formula ever since they were introduced in COD 4. But some perks have been so strong, so weird, or just so janky that they ended up becoming despised by the community. What is up, everybody? Chaos here. Today, on the COD History series, we're going to check out some of the most hated perks in Call of Duty history. Let me know in the comments what your most hated perk is for whatever reason. Drop a like, and if you guys get anything from G2A.com, use code CHAOS for some cash back. The link is at the top of the description. Now, let's jump into this. First up is the Recon perk in Modern Warfare 3. Starting things off today is a perk that you didn't actually see a whole lot of in multiplayer, but if you played Search and Destroy or the face-off modes, which I played a lot of, you probably saw people abusing this one. Recon was a blue perk that would paint enemy targets on your entire team's minimap once they were hit by an explosive or a tactical grenade. And that ping, it would stay active for 12 seconds. That's a long time. This meant at the beginning of an S&D round, you could just toss a flashbang or an XM25 shot across the map into the enemy spawn, hit 4 or 5 of them with the blast, and then you would have a free Blackbird for 12 seconds. It was super cheap, especially in the face-off playlist where the maps were super small, and you could easily just toss flashbangs into an enemy spawn once the round started. Recon was super powerful, and if you played S&D at all in Modern Warfare 3, you probably know the level of frustration of dealing with Recon spammers on the other team. Or were you the Recon spammer? Circle of Trust, let me know. I see a ton of you are watching and enjoying the content on the channel, but you're not subscribed. Take a second, hit that sub button, turn on those notifications, and let's get the Team Chaos subscriber percentage up into the 30s. Next up is the Juggernaut in COD 4. Now, Juggernaut is one of those perks that really shouldn't have been so frustrating, but for whatever reason, it was. It was a red perk in COD 4, and it would issue a flat 25% damage reduction to all incoming damage, both bullet and explosive. It was added as a way to kind of counter stopping power, which would increase bullet damage. But for whatever reason, getting those Juggernaut hit markers on someone was super annoying. In normal gunfights, Jug would usually add an extra 1 to 2 shots to the time to kill, depending on the weapon. But where it got really annoying was in sniper duels, because if you were using Juggernaut, there was a good chance you would be able to just tank somebody's shot from an M40A3 or a Barrett 50 cal and just keep going, which was dumb. But you know what you could combo with the Juggernaut just to be a D-bag? Well, hold on, segue here. Last Stand. In COD 4, if you used both Juggernaut and Last Stand in COD 4, you're a bad person. There's no way around it. Last Stand is one of the most infamous perks in COD history. It was a tier 3 perk that would allow you to fall to, you would drop on your back, take 100% damage, pull out your pistol, and try to kill as many people as possible before you either bleed out or you get hit one more time. Basically, Last Stand was a built-in drop shot for the victim, as there was no animation for the person falling to the ground. They would just plot down there and instantly pull out their pistol and start shooting. It was fast, it was super cheap, nobody liked it, and there's a reason why in Modern Warfare 2, Last Stand was changed to a death streak instead of a normal perk. But, we're gonna segue again. There was one other COD game that had something like this, and it was arguably even worse. Can you guess what it was? If you guessed Second Chance Pro in Black Ops 1, you win a prize. Second Chance was the Black Ops version of Last Stand, but it was somehow even more annoying because Treyarch thought it was a good idea to buff it. They buffed it from COD 4. Second Chance actually first appeared in World at War, but due to the mechanics of the game, you didn't see it a whole lot on the battlefield. However, when Black Ops came around, tons of people were running Second Chance, and it was a nightmare. It was a tier 3 perk, and just like in COD 4, once you took 100 damage, you would fall on your back, pull out your pistol. However, there was a twist. Not only were you invincible during the falling animation for some reason, but now you could actually be revived once you were on the ground. The normal version of Second Chance would keep you alive for about 10 seconds, but the pro version would keep you alive for 30 seconds, giving you more than enough time to get a couple kills and possibly get revived by a teammate. Second Chance was an annoying perk to deal with, and I'm honestly glad perks like this aren't really in COD anymore. People would lose their crap. At number 6, Ghost in Modern Warfare 2019. Now, frankly, I'm surprised that Ghost still has not been nerfed at the time I'm making this video, but here it is. It appeared in a lot of COD games, but it's normally balanced out in one way or another, usually as a counter. Most of the Black Ops game would make Ghost inactive when you stop moving, which discourages camping, but Ghost in Modern Warfare 2019 decided to get rid of that and just make it the most powerful perk in the game. It will keep you off UAVs, personal radars, heartbeat sensors, and it works regardless of whether or not you are moving. Plus, you need to remember that the radar in Modern Warfare doesn't work like old COD games, so you could run unsuppressed guns in Ghost and still be totally off the radar. It's extremely powerful in Modern Warfare's multiplayer, and it actually blows my mind that Infinity Ward still has not rebalanced it. Just go make it like Black Ops, where you only get the Ghost benefits if you're moving. I think a lot of people are asking for that. At number 5 today, Requisitions in COD World War II. Now this game had a lot of problems, but this was perhaps the biggest one for a lot of people. Requisitions was a basic training. It made it so your score streaks did not reset upon death, but you could only earn them once per game. So you know what that means? This meant everybody would run the highest streaks on shipment, and then in round 2 of domination, it would just be gunship and paratrooper spam. Streaks are supposed to be something you really work for and you earn, and that motivates you to get better at the game. So when you have a perk that literally gives anybody in the lobby the highest streaks in the game, well, it's dumb. The shipment playlist in COD World War II was full of requisition spammers, and it's been a while since I've played it, but I wouldn't be surprised if those people are still sitting right there. Stop putting perks like this in COD games. Streaks are meant to be earned. It's like a rite of passage. At number 4, Danger Close in Modern Warfare 2, and you knew it was going to be on here if you know anything about perks in COD history. Ever since COD 4, there have been perks in COD games to increase your explosive damage, but Danger Close in Modern Warfare 2 was by far the strongest of them all. It would give you a flat 40% damage increase on all your explosives. Now, it wouldn't increase your blast radius, but it would make it so your entire blast radius was almost always a one-hit kill. Then, just to add a little insult to injury, a little salt on the wound, Danger Close Pro would apply that 40% damage increase to kill streaks as well. I mean, Harriers, chopper gunners, making nukes extremely easy to get. Danger Close was such a problem in MW2, and because of all the behind-the-scenes drama at that time, it was never nerfed. You can get on MW2 right now, and it won't be long before you find somebody spamming grenade launchers with Danger Close. And of course, there was a combo with this perk that a lot of people ran as well, but we'll talk about that one in a minute. At number 3, Ghost Pro in Black Ops 1. Now, Ghost Pro was ridiculously overpowered in the original Black Ops. Everybody remembers this tier 1 perk as being the one that you put your character in a ghillie suit, but it was also the most used perk in the game because of how good it was. Like Modern Warfare, but the Black Ops Ghost would keep you off the radar when a spy plane was in the air, regardless of whether or not you were moving. Then, Ghost Pro would make you invisible to AI-controlled kill streaks. It would take the red box off your character for player-controlled kill streaks, and it would take you off infrared scopes. I mean, it did everything. It even countered TACMAS Pro, and it took the red name off your character when somebody was aiming at you. Ghost Pro was way too good, and it quickly became the most hated perk in the game because everybody ran it, including myself. I mean, I did. There was a point in Black Ops 1's life cycle where people just stopped running spy planes because they were useless, because everybody was running Ghost. Now in Black Ops 2, Treyarch nerfed Ghost to make it more balanced, but unfortunately, you all know it's back in its glory form right now in Modern Warfare. At number 2, Frag Times 3 and COD 4. I love COD 4, but I do not know how anybody at IW thought this was a good idea. Frag Times 3 was a tier 1 perk that would, you guessed it, give you 3 frag grenades every spawn instead of just 1. And remember, back in COD 4, frag grenades were lethal. The blast radius was huge, and a one-hit kill range was super forgiving. People would take Frag Times 3 with them onto maps like Shipment or Wet Work and just spawn in, spam the right bumper, get a whole bunch of cheesy kills before dying, and then wash, rinse, and repeat. Domination on Wet Work was almost unplayable because of Frag Times 3, and in Modern Warfare Remastered, Raven even disabled it in certain weekend warfare modes because they knew the spam was too much. But that begs the question, if we ever do get a Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer remastered, would you want them to do things a little different? Disable certain perks, certain maps being too strong? I know one perk that I think they would disable. And that one perk is at number 1 today, One Man Army. Yes, there's no surprise. One Man Army was a tier 1 perk in Modern Warfare 2 that would give you the ability to change your class without dying, which was actually a cool idea at the time. However, it didn't work that way. People would set up noob-tube classes with Danger Close. You get to the highest point of the map, throw down a tactical insertion, spam explosives while infinitely respawning with One Man Army. Even throw a claymore on there. By default, it would take 5 seconds to chain classes, but If you got the pro perk, it would take 3, which just made the spam even worse. One Man Army is another one of those perks that was so obviously blatantly overpowered, and it was borderline. I mean, it broke the game. I mean, all the drama between IW and Activision, it was never actually patched, and it's become a huge talking point for people discussing the potential of Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer remastered. Now, personally, I think if the remastered multiplayer comes out, One Man Army should stay, but it should not resupply explosives, maybe? I think that's the best way to keep everybody happy. I don't know. I know people would be salty about the original game being changed, but come on. This actually made the game unplayable. It has to be altered somehow. I don't care if it makes me a traitor to the COD Golden Age. One Man Army tubes? I mean, come on. They need to fix it. And there you have it, my friends. Those are some of the most hated perks in COD history. You let me know where I got it right. Let me know where I got it wrong. Let me know one perk that I left off this list that should have been on there. I'll see you soon.